Good morning, traders. How are you doing today? I hope you're all doing very well. And as I promised yesterday, today I decided to start my streaming a little bit earlier. So we can do like a small recap of my trades of this week's Monday and Tuesday. As you know, I'm working these days a little bit earlier, so sometimes I take my trades on the phone while I'm away. And so I did this week, and we'll go through it. If you just give me 1 second to show something fast. Okay, so yeah, let's go on Monday's trading. You can just bear with me to load the screenshots. Okay, yeah, so basically this is like when I got into the trade was around 5 o'clock on the New York. I'll explain why I say not taking profit or forerunner, what I mean. So basically, just give me a sec, I'll find the trade. I took several trades. I think I took 2 or 3 trades. I try to find the context now, which was on Monday 24th. So that was the day. Yeah, so basically I took some trades. Let me see. Yeah, that day was imbalance up. Basically, we're just following a big gap up the night before, which was defended. And then we're just following the 200 SMA, you see here. We had a failed breakdown now at the 200 SMA, and that's one of the trades I took. Before that, a little bit closer. Yeah, before that, so I tried a trade right here with 3 contracts, and sorry, let me just find it. Yeah, sorry, it was basically here. Yeah, so I entered here, weekly previous DVA low, and I held up to here. Then we did a deep dive. I sold here around 57.77, around here. So it wasn't nothing. It wasn't an important trade or anything. We just rode along the 200 SMA. That was one trade. It was nothing serious. Then again, I went into a short from here around. Oh no, sorry, that was a previous trade. Sorry. I went into a small long here, but I sold quickly as I saw it was reversing again. And then I'm going into a long from here, and I sold around here. That's very small scalps. I did a lot of trades. Most of them they were not necessary, to be honest. I took another trade then from right here, I think. Sorry, it was, yeah, so it was here basically. I took a long here and I got out around here. As I saw it didn't go, it was diving again. Then I was just waiting. I was kind of think at that moment I think I was kind of like break even because not it wasn't important trades. So I was just getting in and out because as you see in the pre-market there's no volume, there's not much volume, so it's very hard, to establish like a proper trade and see the direction. You see how low volume it is, very choppy. It tries to goes up, goes down again to the 200 SMA and up again. You can't like do like proper, trend. So it was kind of like break even around here. And then the market opened. We saw this. This is where I took my main trade for the day. I saw this dive into the 200 SMA. I didn't take it right away here. I was waiting to see whether there's going to be some form of acceptance above the weekly previous DVA low, which we saw. So when I saw this acceptance, backtest and acceptance, I entered long and I got out at 58.01 around here. So basically that was the range I got from here to here. To be honest, I should have entered a bit earlier. I should have entered around here when I saw this failed breakdown to the 200 SMA. It's coming up with such a force and very nice volume. I should have entered here, not waiting. Okay, it's always, in trading, it's always, sometimes you have to wait, so you exchange information for money. So in that situation now, that's what I did. I was just waiting for some more confirmation. I lost some money on the way. I could have possibly entered here since I saw that was a very good setup. I take it from here. I take the whole ride. Yeah, that was a little with a little bit more heavy. That was with 3 micros instead of 2, which is my usual size. That was for Monday, which made me around 5.5%. And let's go on Tuesdays. So I'm gonna show you now. Actually, just give me a sec. I'm gonna show you. Yeah. So basically, that's the screenshot of the trade I took, the main trade. I did it around here, and I got out around here, 58.01. What was used to be the value area high as well on that point. So let's go on the 25th, which is Tuesday. Okay, let's go on Tuesday. So this is Tuesday now. So we're on Tuesday now. Okay, there was one missed trade I didn't take. that was the pre-market, and I think that was this one, because we see after the previous day imbalance up day, market just grounded lower, and then it couldn't go any lower because that was the weekly previous DVA VWAP. Yeah, here, and it did a very nice upthrust pattern. So you see, boom, boom. That was a mistrade for one reason. I could have possibly, I wasn't at my phone at that time, but in theory, I could have entered around here, where we see is the breakout of this overnight range, and then we retest the quarterly previous DVA high, and then from here it goes higher. You see, it's trending. Not only because this is a quarterly, which is a very important level, but also because I'm gonna take a screenshot. So because basically that was the previous DVA high here. So basically we retested that area, which was confluenced with the quarterly previous DVA high and the previous DVA high, the intraday. So basically we left the area the yesterday's, we retested it, and then we left. We just trended. But that would be a really nice entry there. Yeah, that's what I say here, Miss Trade. So on Tuesday, it was a very, I can say, difficult day for two reasons. The market was, as we're going to see, the market was at the quarterly previous DVA high, and it was trying to push higher, but it couldn't, and there was a lot of choppiness in the market. The second reason is because at the moment I wanted to take the trade, for some reason the trade of it, trading view couldn't connect to the trade of it, so I couldn't take any trade on trading view, which is the platform I know. So I didn't want to. From one hand, I didn't want to lose the chance to enter because it seems a really nice trade at that moment. But on the other side, it would be very risky to take it on a platform that I have no clue about. And I said, okay. So I got through through the dashboard. And basically, I just got familiar with two buttons, sell market and buy market, because I had no clue how to set the stop loss or taking profits. So I said, okay, I'm gonna try it. And yeah, so basically that was my entry. I took two micros, 58, almost 58.70s. When it's coming back here, I think there's a high time frame, and this has to push higher. Right here, as we're gonna see, sorry, right here with the green marker is the overnight high. I saw it was very difficult. The market was very choppy and was barely could just go higher. But my trading intuition worked, and I was thinking that before it goes down, 90% is going to test again the overnight high. And it looked also like this one was, this one was a level holding. So I'm going to try it. I think that was right, yeah, just before the opening or something like that. Yeah, I'm going to show you now what it's about. So basically that was, let me see. Yeah, that was this trade. So you see the market right before the opening, it tested the highs again of the day. So you see, it tested around 58.35s and stuff. It couldn't go above the weekly previous DVA high, and it just dipped. So the market opened, it just continued dipping, dipping, dipping. I was long, biased because we had the previous day trending day. So, and we were above the monthly VWAP. If you remember, it was a very significant level to break. We broke the day before. So we're just trending up and I was long biased. So heading into the day, we came down, we tested and retested the quarterly previous DVA high. And I think at that moment the overnight high was around here. It was this area. So I said, okay, since it tested twice, it's a very important quarterly, it's a very important high time frames. And second, I'm gonna give it a go and just take out my trade around this level. So basically I ended around here, which is 58.16, 58.17. Yeah, so basically I ended here at the bottom and I got it all the way out to, I'm gonna show you now, just hold on. Yeah, I got out at 58.31. I'm gonna show you screenshots as well now. 58.31, which is around basically here, somewhere here. So basically I got this move. I didn't want to risk anymore because that was the area of sellers. It was overnight high, and as we see, it didn't go very far away, just bottomed again. And that was a nice trade, very nice entry and stuff. But it was very difficult to hold because I didn't have a stop loss and didn't have a taking profit target. So just basically naked. And it was very choppy area. You see, we had many small pullbacks to the SMAs. By that point, I didn't have any SMAs, so I was just trading completely naked. Yeah, and I managed to hold it. It was very difficult to hold because you need a lot of patience and bulletproof discipline. As you see, this is a screenshot I took. Later on, I could log in into the trade of it, so I took this screenshot for my records. Here was just the entry around here, where I got out around 50.31. And yeah, it's the same one again. That was for the day. It was a very difficult trade, and that happens, I guess. I just need, I guess, to get a little bit familiar with that platform, just in case we have the same problem again. Uh, anyway, that was for Monday, Tuesday. They were both profitable days. Yesterday was okay day, profitable. So we're just heading into today, and we can do our hypos as per usual. So yesterday we had an imbalanced down day, where we lost the quarterly previous DVA high. Yeah, we lost the quarter previous DVA high. Price dipped below the weekly previous DVA low, which was around here, which was the bottom, the base of the structure. We entered yesterday below the end of the structure, and we hold until here, the weekly previous DVA low. Just as a precaution, because here there were buyers. I was expecting buyers because it was the weekly DVA low, sorry, the yearly DVA low, and it was the monthly, which I suspected it would be the destination, and it was the destination. Then we're heading into the overnight. During the overnight, we saw, so during the overnight, we saw a small gap down. It got filled, tried again to push lower, but we couldn't. And then after that, we see some sideways action. We see some sideways action, like parabolic moves. having as a top the weekly previous DVA low, and as the bottom, uh, as we can see on the other chart, is the bottom is the intraday DVA low, which holds the price so far. But other than that, it's just basically choppy sideways action. It is expected because the weekly DVA low just pushes lower, this pushes lower, the monthly VWAP pushes higher above, but lower below. Here again, we have the monthly previous DVA VWAP, which also does kind of the same thing. So we have all these forces against, so it's going to be a very choppy area. I'm not willing to trade this choppy area. Maybe if I have to trade, I may take a trade from the intraday DVA low, like from these bottoms, if I see holding again. If we go in a range about. But to be honest, I'm gonna be waiting to see the monthly VWAP holding the price and possibly price heading higher like this. And I'm expecting something like this. I also like prices holding firmly on the VWAP. Yeah, so basically what I'm gonna be looking for is yeah. So basically what I'm gonna be looking for is longs if we manage to reclaim the weekly previous DVA low. So I'm going to be looking something like that. And then trading higher and doing like rotational move and trying to reclaim what we lost yesterday, if we do it. Then there is another possibly sideways action, which I'm expecting to see something like having this one as a bottom and then just doing like this. That's the least expected hypo. Actually, not the least. Actually, I could say that's the very possible scenario. That's the first hypo. And it's the first hypo because after trending days like yesterday, the market usually it's building a base, so it just basically goes sideways. It's building some volume to prepare for the next leg up or down. So what I expect today, sorry, is a sideways action where price is gonna go between this area, monthly previous DVA VWAP, and the weekly previous DVA low, this area. I'm gonna be looking to fade the extremes, especially taking longs from this area, from 57.40s. Today, or maybe within the next few days, I'm expecting price to take a decision on where it's gonna go. So we have, this is our main hypo, this is our third hypo, or secondary, we'll see how it goes. But another hypo is if we break below the 59.20s, I'm gonna try short. So basically that's my today's hypos. I'm gonna be waiting for the market to open in 20 minutes. We had some news at 12:30, but they didn't print on the market, even though they seemed very significant. Yeah, so basically that's my concepts for today. And we'll see how it's gonna pan out. 50/20s is an important level because let me go back. It's the price you see here previously. We created a base failed breakdown that was on the 21st of March, and that was where we broke out the price. Price broke above. And we saw this big gap down. big gap up, sorry, and then we trended. So now we are at this point, and if we lose the 57.20s, uh, I'm expect to short below. I'm considering starting shorting even from here, not only here as I said on my hypo, but I'm considering shorting when we lose the monthly previous DVA VWAP, something like this. Because as you see here, there was very little volume, which means if the price breaks below, it's gonna go straight down. There's not gonna be any resistance. And this happens again with the same thing again. You see here, this is an area of very low volume over the time, you see. Yeah, so we see like the price since when was it? That was the change of the contract. So the 17th of March, we see the price going sideways, big ranges. Yesterday broke out of the range, you see. It tried to go higher, but then what? We returned back. We're just returning back to the normal range about. And I'm thinking I can short below this as well. It's kind of dangerous because there's a weekly previous DVA high which pushes like this. But yeah, probably I'm not gonna try it, to be honest. Just gonna go to the stick and go to 57.20s. 57.40s is a very nice area because for technical reasons as well, but also for high time frames. So yeah, usually I wouldn't like to trade inside here, but I may try if I see some clean action. Because it's a monthly VWAP, and as we saw before, there are many forces, opposite forces, and I'm gonna be expect to be very choppy. Anyway, we have 15 minutes before the opening, and gonna set some levels before we start. Yeah, just on a small note, let me show you my screen. So I'm gonna show you now my high time frame screen and see what I mean. I was meaning before that we are in a very important spot now. On the yearly, we see we just rejected the DVA and we're just trading below it, DVA low. The most important is the monthly, which we see that the price failed to go above here, failed to break out of the monthly DVA high, but also the current DVA high. So this is a seller's area. we traded all the way down. We tried to break below the VWAP, uh, but you see this one, this orange line is the VWAP of the September 2024, and that held the price along with a gap which hasn't been filled yet. You can see here. That's another gap which was defended. So since the gap was defended and I see a bounce there, so I'm expecting price to go higher because there was this kind of like buyer stepping up here and defending the gap. On the weekly part, we see on the monthly there was this buyers defending the gap, but on the other, and of course they couldn't let price, as I said, go any higher than 58.40s. But then again, we have on the weekly chart, it couldn't go any higher than this yesterday, as we saw there was previous DVA low here, but also you see it's the current DVA low, the developing. It's basically hold the price. So now this basically is a moment of truth, and there are two scenarios which you're gonna see. Either price, you see, it just got, that was a pullback, rejected at the weekly DVA low, and it's coming like this down now. So we have two scenarios. One, it will continue its course down to test the weekly previous DVA high from the second week of September, or the monthly is gonna overpower the weekly and it's gonna hold, and then we're gonna see something like this, like I told you before. So basically the moment of truth is if whether we're gonna break inside the weekly DVA low like this. That's the whole part. So we'll see what's gonna go. If you're gonna go from until below 50, 70, 20s, it's like here. We have the gap down, so I'll be looking to short here, aiming towards the VPOC 50, 60, 70s right here. So there is a around 50 points gap to the downside. If we short, if we long, I'm gonna be aiming again at the heights of the previously. So this is my general like overview. Yeah, so basically now I'm just gonna put some levels and then I'm gonna be waiting for the market to open. The market is testing again the intraday DVA low now, but we'll see how is doing this kind of, lower lows. So we may see, sorry for that. So basically, yeah, I was just telling the market that it's testing the intraday low, the DVA low, and we may see, it's very possible to see the price instead going down. But I'm not, as I said, I'm not going to be entering before we hit the 50-20s and see some bounce there or some failed breakdown there or some kind of shorts, and then we are free to enter the shorts. Just going to do another coffee. Okay, so we see the price failed at the intraday DVA low. And let's see where is this gonna take. Okay, so now it's looking that now we are looking possibly for a bearish scenario. Okay. Wow, the bearish is very strong now after the just 3 minutes before the opening. I can't imagine what's going to happen after the opening. As I said, I'm not looking to get engaged now. Now we're going to be testing the overnight lows, which is 57.32. This this area here. This could be as well the high of the day if we continue trading lower and we dip. But I'm not looking to get engaged now. As I said, I'm gonna be waiting to test the 57.20s. Today, today I plan to leave a runner probably because we see there is a big gap to the downside. We are talking about uh, 80 points in total until we go down, like from 57.20s. Yeah, it's like 50 points at least. So I'll see if I can capture most of it. So basically, coming to the execution. So my plan, as I said for today, is entering 50. If it fails, I'm gonna enter here, and I'm gonna be looking to short the market. I'm gonna be taking some profits here, which is around 30 points, and then I'm gonna leave a runner, 1 micro, because below we have other significant levels, especially this one. But what I'm looking for is basically price is gonna hold around here, I guess. There is a chance it might go lower, but that's just a very significant level because it held in the past. So what I'm looking possibly short below here all the way down to here, and then possibly somewhere in the middle I'm gonna be using Mancini's levels to take some profits. Just 1 micro, another micro here, and I'm gonna leave another micro just in goes below. We'll see if I show you this. If you see the high time frames, you can see that the monthly it has a big range to cover. That's one stop that we saw before, but it may as well dip here or even here, which is the lowest point. So it would be nice to leave a runner just in case you never know breaks this one today and continues lower. But it's almost like there's high probability that we're gonna test the 50, 60, 56, 70s, which is also the VPOC there, which I'm gonna put it on my chart as well. And it may be a good idea to notice the monthly DVA low as well, which is below. Which is at 56.48. Yeah, to be honest, I really doubt it's gonna go any lower. There is six high time frames over stacking, and all of them they kinda like bullish. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Okay, we're about to test the overnight lows. We're breaking the overnight lows. We're testing it now. Volume is insane. So here's the gap now. I was telling before that the buyers were defending it. Okay, I'm gonna short it now. I'm gonna place my buy stop just above here. I decided to go a bit early just to get a very good entry location. It's a bit more risky, but we'll see how it's gonna pan out. I'm just gonna put my stops just above this level and above the previous high. So we'll see how it's gonna pan out. So I'm placing. So I'll be looking to take. We'll see how it goes. Uh, so far it goes well. So I place a buy limit here just to close off one of my positions. And then I plan to leave two and then take another one right before the 56.83. Yeah, just above here. And then leave another one as a runner, just in case it continues lower. Okay, so we have our plan. Let's see how this is gonna pan out. Okay, it seems like we are filling the gap finally. This is gonna be a problematic area in case we may see some pullbacks, we may see some failed breakdowns, all sorts of things. So I'm prepared for it. That's why I'm just taking one of the contracts out, one later to the ultimate target and one to Serrano. So we see already some form of absorption. Just need to be patient now. I just wanted to get early before the 57.20s. I decided to go like this today. It's a bit more risky, but I wanted to take a very good entry just when we broke the overnight low. And to be honest, my month has been going very well, so I could afford this minor loss, or if it's something, for the month. So I decided to go a little bit more risky today, and with a bit more size as well. Okay, there's some progress. Let's see if we're gonna take our first target out, and then I'm gonna just yeah, I think I can. I'll break it down to break even now, just in case it reverses. Yeah, we may see some. I was expecting to see some kind of failed breakdown here, but I'm not sure if it's gonna see it here. Okay, let's see. It looked like there was a pullback there, but let's see if it's gonna continue. Market seems very bearish. Continuing yesterday, we fill the gap now. It's okay. My first profit was taken, so we're basically entering now the. I expect to be some kind of problematic area. So 57.20s. Let's see how it's gonna pan out there. So testing now the 57.20s. Basically, I'm holding the break even now, and I'm just gonna let the price do its thing because I'm expecting here some sort of pullback, failed breakdown. Let's go higher and go lower again. Or some sort of pullbacks. That's why I want to break even now. I'm not taking any of other contracts because if it doesn't do that, I will be carrying Kate some profits. So I'm just holding break even so I don't lose any money. And we'll see if it's gonna do something. If it's not gonna do something, we're gonna just keep holding to the second target. But I'm not lowering anymore here because I may be taking out and price continues to the lower side. So there's a big moment of truth. Now Mancini is gonna be all over the screen, looking at his megaphone base, I guess. So we'll see how it's gonna pan out. We hit the 5720s. It does some form of reaction. My suggest is gonna do a deeper pullback. Let's see. If I'm taking out, I'm gonna be rendering at the pullback. But let's see. Well, the market is very aggressive lower, so it's absorbing all the buyers there. But let's see. We're also hitting now the weekly previous DVA high on the weekly chart. So you see here on the weekly chart, we're testing this level now, but we're overly bearish. So my stop loss got triggered. I made some money with one contract so far. And let's see if we can re-enter. So basically that was my stop loss, that was my taking profit. And yeah, I made 1.5% so far. I'm gonna be entering when price and if price now drops below the 5720s. But there's nothing for me to do now. This is initial reaction to the megaphone pattern and everything. So I'm just gonna be, in theory, it's gonna testing now the overnight low, and then it's gonna break down. So what I'm gonna be looking is for to enter somewhere around here. Yeah, it did its pullback. Yeah, of course, Adam Mancini did Twitter. He says it took its time, but we finally got the Sunday gap fill and coming to the 57 support now. Bulls need to hold this and recover to 57.40s. Yeah, this area. Need to recover this area, which will commence the next big leg higher up, 57.55s and above. So we'll see if it's gonna reclaim this area. We see so far the price is having a trouble going above, breaking above the overnight high. Sorry, the overnight low. Seems like buyers is trying to test again the breaking down point. Okay, it seems it's gonna reclaim it, and this one could possibly be 15 points failed breakdown. That's interesting. So I'm looking to entering again after we reclaim the VWAP. But we saw now we reclaim the breakdown point. So it's I think it's kind of like safe to enter. So I guess it's the VPOC, the intraday, and that's yesterday's price. Yeah, that's yesterday's. So what I'll be looking at, and this is a VPOC, and now the area. So I'm going to be looking at entering around here. It's the yearly DVA low as well. So We see. It went up to the breaking point, but it couldn't go any higher. Let's see. It's interesting. In that case, is this a no area for me to trade? Yeah, I'll be looking to enter around this area. Yeah, it's got rejected. It just back tested the breakdown point, this level. Okay, price I think has officially kinda reclaimed, but let's see how it's gonna behave on the VPOC. Seems like the bulls they were not ready to give up the arms. We're testing the monthly VWAP. Yeah, it's breaking the monthly VWAP about now. Let's see if it's gonna break the VPOC. If we enter into the yesterday's DVA area, I think we're good to go into the longs. That was a good trade as well to take, but I want to see if it's gonna reclaim, so I didn't do anything. That was a 30 points move. Just waiting to see the reaction to the VPOC, and we are at the VWAP as well now. So it's VPOC and intraday VPOC and VWAP. The monthly, okay, it's breaking above. It seems very bullish, the market today. And let, let's see. So our official target onto the highs will be 57.70. It's gonna be here. That's the overnight highs. taking its time, possibly there are some stops there, the VPOC and all, etc. Yeah, we're not gonna enter yet. Okay, we cross now the VWAP and we cross the intraday VPOC, and if price continues higher uh, into the yesterday's DVA, I'm just gonna take the trade. I'm gonna be entering above the 57.63, so around here, yeah, just below the yearly. It's also like the intraday value area high here. You see this green line. Would be nice to enter here, but I didn't know if price is gonna do this, a comeback. But maybe in the future I'm gonna be considering entering at this point, especially after there was a reaction here. After we cross above this level, we could have entered long and take some profits possibly here, take some second profits around here, and then and now I would be working with a runner. Well, let's see. I like to work with areas. That's the thing. And let's see if we're gonna do the breakout from the value area. I think it's gonna do it. Just delays a little bit. The levels are correct. I've placed. So I'm just be waiting to get some form of acceptance at 57.63, and I'm gonna be logging with 3 contracts. I'm gonna be taking one at the second target, one just below the intraday, the previous day VWAP here, and then I'm just gonna leave a runner possibly to the quarterly highs, and I'm gonna be taking all yesterday's range if all goes well. So we're in the first half an hour. This is 10 o'clock, so it's the possibly news announcements for the stocks. So we may see some movement here. So we see now there are sellers here because we're at the extremes of the DVA high, and we're extremes of the also at the value area high. So there are sellers here. There are always sellers at the DVA high. But if we manage to break above and we go within the yesterday's DVA high, DVA area, then that's a good place to place a long. Just need some patience. The buyers need some time to hit all the stops here. Yeah, there's some absorption here. So let's try to go down, but the day is going to be very bullish today. We may see some backtesting at the VWAP, the monthly VWAP, which is 57.51. It's around this area. So now it's trying to backtest the monthly VWAP, probably. You see, this is why I just wanted to wait, because here, as we see, there were two options. One to go long from here and do some risk, and take profits here and here and leave a runner. The other one would be to enter here. The overnight low takes a profit here as well. But I decided to go because we see there's a structure here. It's holding all this, you see. So if we break above, that will be a nice directional move. So we'll see. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. I maybe have ended around right here when we cross to the longs. I take that trade, which was amazing trade. I mean, to be honest, especially since we entered the DVA low and take it across to the DVA, which is something I like to take as well. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, the market presents many opportunities. We just need to be patient. Yeah, we did some backtests at the VWAP and monthly VWAP. So let's see if we're gonna carry on to the longs. We are already 1.5% up, so I'll be more comfortable taking some more size today and leave a runner. If we go to the upside, probably I'm very tempted to leave a runner up to the weekly previous DVA high, which is 58.15. Yeah, 58.15 here. That's my plan anyways, to trade this area, the yesterday's DVA. But we'll see if we're gonna go to there. There's another scenario which I never mentioned, that the whole of this move was just in the initial reaction to the megaphone, and we may see price coming down and breaking it. Now price is starting to getting ready to pull another leg up, but they need to break this resistance zone. Yeah, we're just testing again this area of interest. It's also close to the weekly DV low, which is 57.64. Yeah, there's a big resistance area there because we have the intraday DVA high, we have the intraday value area high, the volume one, we have the previous DVA low, and then we have also the weekly and the yearly DVA low. So I'm not sure if it has actually what it takes to break above today. I'm sure it will at some point, but you know, it's gonna be choppy now. And we just need a lot of patience. Sit tight on our eggs and do nothing. Okay, we're now testing again. Let's see if we're gonna break. Just gonna get ready and put some Fibonacci levels beforehand. Let's see if we're gonna break this level. Okay, I set my targets already, just in case. And now all I'm waiting is just gonna give it some time to break. That because it wants to break out. Just this very stacked bearish levels there. So far, that was the best presented opportunity to take this trade and then just leave a runner. If it goes up, it goes up, you know. But that would be a nice trade, and that would be basically that would be a nice. Yeah, 30 points, not bad at all. And possibly that would be from here to here 40 ticks plus another 70, 120 ticks. Yeah, it'll be 120 or $130 so far. And I will have a runner up just in case he wants to go higher. Yeah, I'm optimistic. I think it's gonna go up. Uh, just many bearish levels here, but I think they're gonna go. It's gonna go through them. I just want to see this level breaking first before I enter the 57.63. So yeah, we're not taking any trades yet. It's very choppy area. That could be seen as if you see the price action. Yeah, that could be seen as a nice failed breakdown. Using the failed breakdowns, there's a big movement ahead. So So price is testing again and again the same level, 57.60s. It hasn't broken yet, but I think it's gonna do it anytime soon. Okay, let's see how this candle is gonna behave. Okay, we're in. I'm gonna move my taking profit target to here because I want to take some significant profits. Even the overnight high is significant. It's only 4 points away. So I'm willing to risk a little bit more. Let's see. We're just centered now. We're just waiting. I'm gonna place my stop just below the threshold here, just in case it does some pullbacks. The bulls are keep pushing. I think it's gonna get a little bit easier for them to push higher when we break above the overnight high. Ideally, ideally it would be nice to go long just when we break above the overnight highs. But I saw the market is very bullish, and it makes sense to go to enter a long within the previous DVA. So that's why I did it. Yeah, there's some choppiness, but the balls they keep pressuring. Yeah, the bars keep pressuring, they're getting absorbed, but they're very persistent. And I guess it's one of those days where we see the price is gonna go where it wants to go, but it's gonna go grandly, 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 you know. That's the hard way, you know. That's the how do you call it? The path of death, you know, the torture, you know, where he tortured the traders. That's the way it goes. That's why trading is hard. Just if you see the charts after a while, you know what I mean. Like you can understand the price action and how it moves. And yeah, sometimes even if you understand, you just have to keep good faith. You know, good faith in it. Like I did on I think it was Tuesday because I was trading in a foreign platform I had no idea about, and the price action was like now basically. And yeah, I just said to myself, there's no way you're just gonna close your trade before it hits the overnight highs. And we did hit the overnight highs, but until then it was torture. It was literally a torture. That's what I see today. I see the price action is a bit choppy now as we're creating the base, and there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of choppiness. We're around the VWAPs, EVA lows, and all this kind of stuff. But if we break above, which is about 57, 73s, just above the target 2 you see on my screen, I think it's going to get a little bit more clear, the whole thing. And yeah, if I take profits at 57.81 with 2 micros, which is about 16 points around, I'm happy to pull it to break even the third one and just let it running where it goes. Even if I take my whole profit there, it's going to be a decent profit as well. but I'm considering leaving running because we have very good opportunity today. So if we get today, it's around 64 ticks. So basically, 64. Yeah, it's gonna be decent profits if I close my trade completely there. It's gonna be around 10% or something. But I got in a nice spot here. That's why I want to leave one running at the highs here. Yeah, just put the Fibonacci now on the pullback we're interested in, and up to the highs of the previous DVA high, and just put my last one to be just below the 90% said previously here. I'm willing to sacrifice around 5 points, which is 20 ticks. Yeah, 20 ticks, $20 or something. Just for the sake of it, because I don't want to go here and then reverse backwards, and So yeah. Also here we're just below the 50% reversal. Okay, now we found some difficulties at the overnight high, but I think it's gonna push through. So basically here, when before the weekly previous DVA low, here where I tend to take the trade is below the weekly VWAP. No, yeah, no, the VWAP is 57.92. All right, yeah. So the weekly VWAP is around here. Okay, that changed the thing. Yeah, the market is very bullish now. That's why I'm considering of actually leaving one. I was considering to close my trade now, uh, but I see the market is very bullish. I think it's gonna go and test the monthly highs again. Yeah. If I go here, I'm around 8% for the day. So I'm really happy to leave one running and pull it to break even this one. I'm very happy with 8% for the day. So, and the other one's going to be risk free. So, yeah, now we're at the VWAP extremes. So that's why I kind of, not extremes, 1.5, but still kind of find it difficult to break above for some reason. We're above the overnight high now. We just try to break through the weekly previous DVA low now, but it shouldn't be that difficult to break. Maybe they're kind of like exhausted from the previous move. We'll see how it goes. I think they're gonna be pushing. We're at the extremes of the volume now. We just it's finding difficult to break the band and go to the other band for some reason. We are already at 8% in total speaking. So I don't want to reverse me with 3 contracts. So if we don't hit this target, I may close it earlier. But I'm expecting to see how it's gonna go. See what, just keep it pushing. I think they're kind of like running out of fuel. Yeah, they can't break above the. Let's see. They keep pushing. Let's see if they're gonna break the band. Just gonna focus a little bit more. Yeah, I decided to close my position early, uh, just to protect some profits because I was seeing that I was with 3 contracts. I didn't want to risk any 3 contracts, and I didn't want to lose any profits as well. And I saw they had problems crossing the band. You see here, and the price action got very slow as well now. So it's kind of like trying to reverse now. It seems like they ran out of fuel. You see how here how strong there was here the move, and we did like how many 50 20 50 points move. So I was heavy. It was with 3 contracts. If we hit the target, I was willing to go to break even and then leave the runner. If we hit the target straight away, But as it was with three contracts, I didn't want to risk any pullback with three contracts. I didn't want to also take two out of them because the profit would be substantially less. So I decided to cut and take some profits, and that's it basically. So basically, we got from here until here, and we got out with around yeah $150, which basically is around 7% for the day. 7% for the day. Yeah, that's it basically. If I see now, I may leave a runner, but I need to see some price action. But I see it's very slow now. We're almost heading. Don't forget, we're almost heading now to 11 o'clock, which is almost all the traders are finished their business now. So to be honest, most of the traders, they were done here. Most of the traders, they were already done early in the market, taking this move, and they would leave a runner from here, wherever it goes. Probably it was my mistake of trying to get a little bit late in the move. Yeah, just I wanted to see some I wanted to see getting accepted in the yesterday's area, and also I think it would be a bit premature to enter here, just in case price reverses. But then on the other hand, getting a nice position, and even if it reverses me, I would always get stopped out, or break even. So next time, I'm seriously considering just getting a very nice entry and getting along, very fast in the trade. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, I'm gonna keep my profits, decent profits. Just we always need to try to find ways to improve ourselves in terms of entries, in terms of risk management. So you see here now why I want to take profits. You see how it's gonna reverse all the way back down, probably test this area now, which basically was our entry here. So that's why I didn't want to give any of my profits back to the market. If I had taken already profits and I had an open position here, I wouldn't mind, leave a runner. That's for the whole day, basically. But since my entry was up here, I didn't want to risk it. Okay, so basically we're done for the day. Not ideally, not as I wanted to, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess. In trading, you have to, capture your profits when you have them. So what I'm thinking now is considering leaving one micro only as a runner. It seems like it's going to be a big move today to the upside, and I could live with a minimum less with 5 points, $20. But you see how problematic this area there. Yeah, I don't like the price action. You see how weak are the buyers here? How much absorption? You see they're all getting like absorbed. Let's see. Let's see. I think the price is looking good now. Let's try to enter. I'm gonna try to enter along with 1 micro and just leave it running for the rest of the day. I'm just gonna put my stop right here. But on the other hand, I've been always a firm believer, take your profits, lock for the day, and this is what I'm gonna do basically. Just gonna lock my profits for the day. Now it's quite debating because I see the price action now. Still have a problem to change the bands, you see. Let's see. There's some decent volume coming now. Uh, yeah, still start to push through, but price is very, very slowly. It may go through, but it's yeah, the volumes keep pushing. It's not the price action I want to see, so I'm not gonna get involved because I was in dilemma for a moment. But if I see some price action like it was here, yes, by all means I would enter. But it's not the price action I want to see, and I'm not gonna get involved. I'm just gonna take screenshots for the day. Just gonna take screenshots for the day. Yeah, it may continue higher, but I'm a firm believer when you build your account, just try to take as profits as much as you can and close them. When you, because my account is small now, it's basically like it's 2,000. So if I get to the point when I have 10,000, 20, 30,000 on account, I wouldn't mind risk another 2%. But in the beginning, when you literally want to, close any trades, you want to close profits for the day and head out and limit your exposure to the market. That's my impression anyway. Uh, yeah, if I wasn't early in the market, if I had taken this point, this entry here, and had captured some really good results here, and I had very low entry point here, I wouldn't mind leaving it, up here because I'm already up for, I don't know, you know. But my entry point was here, so yeah, under these circumstances, I'm not gonna let it run anymore. Uh, I'm still considering leaving a runner because we did the back test at the overnight high and the overnight value area high. It held. It makes sense to go long here, but on the other hand, I don't like the price action. So yeah, but to be honest, it wouldn't hurt just leave a runner for around. I don't know. Let's see, this here is around 50 ticks. Yeah, 50 ticks is considerable. I think I'm gonna go for it, to be honest. The buyers are still persisting. There's no major pullback, and the weekly DVA, the next high time frames around here. Actually, no, I'm done. Anyway, let's take some other screenshots as well. Okay, I think I took my screenshots. Okay, guys, thank you for staying with me in this trading day as well. Uh, it was an overall nice session. Uh, yeah, it was an overall nice session. I think I made a little bit harder to myself again. I got a nice move here. It was basically was very through difficult bearish stacked levels. And to be honest, I could have made my life way easier if I had just was entering 5720s, which was a level I knew there would be major support and would be a major inflection point. But still, I decided not to enter, anticipating some movement ahead. And yeah, the lesson I got today, just don't mind risking it. Just take a nice position, take a nice entry at the lows, and whatever comes afterwards, you can always go get out at break even or take some less profits and get out, and So yeah, always prefer the nice entries, and whatever comes next, you have to manage it. Yeah, because if I had entered here today, I would take in profits here, then I would leave only a runner, which would give me an extra 20 points and who knows how many more. Yeah, that's the lesson I got today. And yeah, it was good trending day. Another around 7 to 8% of my account. I can't really complain. And yeah, I'm gonna be here tomorrow as well. So you have a nice day. If you have any questions, as always, just don't hesitate to message me, and I'll get back to you. Have a nice day.